Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning, everybody. We just had the ADP number. Not necessarily something I like to trade like right away, but it is there and it's gonna affect us. So let's post the links in first. There's YouTube, and here is Twitch in the Discord. Okay. Got a couple of interesting things going on here. Okay, so it looks like the initial reaction was down, but not a huge cumulative delta change yet. We look at the overnight action. After we left, we did get a fade down, and we came back up. I suspect that because it's FOMC day, we often do see people try and push it on FOMC expectations. I think that if they do that, they'll push it down again. But we'll see. This meeting is not necessarily expected to be a huge one, so... and that also means we will be streaming at noon today. Well, noon my time, so that we can watch the market action after the FOMC release. Maybe want to go short, but not quite yet. But we totally could. Another thing I want to point out. Let's see. Do we got many guys in here yet? Yeah. You're still kind of filtering in. So I'll probably have to point this out multiple times, but look at Bitcoin futures. We had a recovery overnight. They attacked those lows several times. I think on this one, the cash actually went lower. Can I show that? Yeah, so here... Need to go further out. No. Okay, so here's the 30th. So here was what we had yesterday. And then late in the evening we had this. So that's this and this. So they're not quite. So that was 95350 and this was 96. Okay. But then since then we've been recovering, and what are the futures doing? Fading it. They're doing it again, guys. The futures are fading the recovery. Oh my gosh. So be careful about that one. Or now it could be good. It could cause a stop run, because that's really what we need. We kept saying there's going to be a stop run, and we had little ones up and through here. We had little ones like this, but I wanted to, like one of these things, or like one of these things never materialized. These are not V-shaped recoveries. Like, look at this one, okay? Super long tail, one bar, next bar were blue, okay? Now look at these ones. 1, 2, 3 bars down. This one didn't even have a tail.
Tucker said, I've spent close to 2,000 hours working on a model for news events. It seems to work pretty well. I'll sell it to you guys for the low price of $1 million, smiling face with open mouth. Tucker said pbs.twimg.com.
Here's his picture. That's great. Yeah. So anyways, concerning action in Bitcoin, let's run the generator script. Drumroll, please.
Heath said LOL.
What does it say? It says 50.6. 50.694. So I guess it's good. It could still go down to 40. It's happened before. So that's the warning I got to give you guys on the indicator. It tends to be a little bit early. Even though it's saying buy, there could still be another leg down before it ends. Okay, well, it looks like it's holding there. Maybe a tick down. Now that we're in the regular session, I feel a little bit more confident taking a trade, but we are seeing some buying in the 30-year, which I don't like. We're flattening today. So far, we're flattening today. That's good. Okay, we got our usual suspects in here. YouTube a little thin today for some reason. I don't know. So we do have some other news today, don't we? Do we have 6:30 news? Yes. Canadian GDP, U.S. unemployment
Brand
cost index. Sold. You need to start a Patreon, Tucker. Or we need to make that Ethereum token where you send a token, you send Ethereum to an address and it will send you back the picture.
Tucker said LOL.
Right? Yeah, I like that. I like that tick down. And of course we get right in where the iceberg is. Nice. Okay. It's okay. It's all good. Okay, cool. Some more tax forms. Should be able to do my taxes this weekend. That's good. Oh yeah, we didn't look at the data mesh. What are we seeing in the data mesh? Okay, so I am seeing in the data mesh that people went long and shorts caught off. This is super concerning. We need to see these guys jump out. Yep. We're gonna see some steepening. Look at those big circles. How much was that one? 1,000? Like a hot knife through butter. And ZN is just sitting here lackadaisically. Okay. This is an okay edge. Yeah. Want to see the low of the day. This is one where I think I'm going to be tempted to take it off before it's ready. So we've had some pretty range-bound days in the past. And I don't think that's what's happening right now. This is a lot of volume down.
Tucker said, I think we're gonna see some one tick BS down here. With big news on Friday, no reason for a trend day beforehand. Expecting absorption around 195.
Yep, so they're pivoted. And the sellers just pull it. So they're just kind of letting them
Tucker said
do it.
NFP Friday this Friday.
Yeah, the non-farms this Friday. We have some news in between then, don't we? Do we have news tomorrow other than your non-farm? ISM too. I think we're gonna have a couple of move-in days between then. Yeah. See, buyers don't really actually want it here. And sure enough, they quickly tick back down. I don't know if they're going to get through here to a new low, though. Liquidity is actually...
Tucker said, yeah, we've got a trickle of news all week long. Sounds like me after my second cup of coffee, while I'm seeing 2K icebergs tick against me.
Okay, so they're polling for this Canadian news. Is that what this is? Unemployment cost index. I don't see why that would be significant. I would prefer to be out right now, though. Okay. Sure, okay. Canadian GBP was in line with expectations, but RMPI was negative 0.9 versus negative 2.2. What is that? Change in the price of raw materials purchased by manufacturers. Yes, that would be a significant number. And it was better than expected, so that should push us down. Yeah. Unemployment cost index in line with expectations. Okay, here's your 195, Tucker. Let's see if he's right. If there's iceberging there. It looks like the news we just had might make it not matter. Oh nope, they did actually have an iceberg sitting right there, and they backed right off of it. Wow, that sucks. By the time I thought maybe I should break even on this, it was already gone.
Alligator said ADP non-farm stronger than expected, a no-brainer. Seems to have a high impact. Bullish news have more impact than bearish recently. Tucker said just tried short 205 down to see the overnight stat trade. Got stopped for -2 real quick.
Too volatile. Too volatile to be playing it the way that I'm trying, at least. It's gonna stop me out.
IQ said GM.
Not the best start to the day, is it?
Alligator said same, strong move. Tucker said the on-range touch/break is a super high percentage trade. It's like north of 80% on any given day. Interesting though is no day this week has broken the on-range.
Yep.
Alligator said waiting from I guess.
Well, I'm gonna let this calm down. I don't want to get caught in another one of those, even though I might miss a really good down trade.
Tucker said 230/240 range is the HVN chop we've seen all week. Be wary of trying for breakout trades in that zone, folks.
Block by.
Curious. Fetch. Okay, we're getting some support right there at our stop, so this is insane. I mean, that was a huge buy there. Okay, yeah, they're iceberging it still. Come on.
Tucker said ZB highs, ZN mid-range, ZF lower range.
And they're iceberging at 23.5. Yep. Okay, they held above the iceberg now. Yep. There's a ZB new high. Well, it looks like I was dead wrong. I mean, they are making a move, morning FOMC, but I thought it would be short, and they're going long big time. Now, of course, it is being fought pretty hard. Do not know if it will make the high of the day in Xi'an. But that's pretty good buy-in right there, guys. Healthy back ticking too. Okay, that's like the third try now. Buying still looks healthy. We are above the breakout. Yeah.
Fran said really volatile, got stopped on a long, went back in and held for +5, at least made up the stop +3.
Yeah, it seems like the stop is the place you should be reversing at. Everybody put them at the same places. Like, you know, when you have, and this has happened to me several times this week, that you have a stop somewhere and then a block order takes out your stop, you know that you screwed up. That you've been had. Or when you put the stop there and there's like 1,000 and it just plows right through it. And then it goes maybe a tick or two in your way and then it doesn't go any further. You know that you screwed up. The trade was stopping you out.
All over the place.
The trade was stopping you out and they just did it and now the trade is over. This does look like some buying though. I don't know. You can't really trust the level 2 in this instance either because they're playing so many games with it.
Tucker said ugh. Updated NVIDIA drivers last night and now dual monitor setup keeps crashing on me.
That's
lucky I wasn't in a trade when screens went down. IQ said S at 00 stop 04 ZB. Fran said I don't touch those drivers, NVIDIA unstable at times.
Yeah, we gotta wait a week or two to see what people say. That's good that we're seeing a 3,000 there.
Fran said I've had trouble with them. Tucker said I'm getting close to 100% GPU spikes on a damn 1080.
Well, that's really weird.
Shouldn't be happening pretty much ever.
Yeah, that should never happen. See, if this goes, it's probably gonna go. But I'm sure they're going to figure out some way to stop us all out first before it does it. I feel so cynical right now. Wow. Okay. That was a good tick. Wasn't the best, but it was okay.
Tucker said building volume in the 235 zone without dropping to 225. I like the odds for a long up to ONH 275.
Yeah,
Fran
I
said
like
I
the
built
long
my
here too.
trading computer, I turn off Windows updates and anything else I can turn off. Tucker said same here. Mine is spec to the nines. Probably gonna roll back the driver update here.
Yeah, the good thing about the NVIDIA is that it's pretty easy to just roll them back. Just install the old driver over top. If you still have problems, then you have to get into all the weird driver uninstall programs and stuff, but I don't think that that'll be a problem for you.
Tucker said good lord. Just tried to X out of TOS and monitor crashed again.
Jeez.
Fran said try to do a recovery. Fran said take it back a few days.
Ugh. Hmm. Well, there's John's email. 147.28 will be the key level to break if we're going to go higher. Okay, we've broken that. Then 148.08 to 11. We all kind of also see some significant numbers above us, and we've got a pretty big spoof there. I think so. Normally, when I see a take like that, I would be like, okay, sellers are going to win. But I'm not sure. This is totally random, but I think that there's a chance that that one might mean that the buyer got filled and now he's going to push it up for a new high. Because the market didn't react afterwards. You see that they sold it and then we ticked back up. Now back to where it was. So there's that, and then the other thing that I think is going on is we had the big buying at 23.5 and 24, but then the buyers showed absolutely no interest in pushing it further after that. Just really bizarre. But I guess they just wanted to stop everybody out. I don't know. I mean, look, the volume we've pretty much in cumulative delta completely retraced that whole buy move. So, I mean, we should have the fuel to go higher based on that, and it's not showing up. But there's a 3,000. Oh, come on. uh, you're going to put another 10K at 24, huh? They sure seem like they're just trickling in, doesn't it?
Tucker said, I'm sure you guys have seen this plenty before, but I had a question about something. What's the psychology behind this order flow dash? Tucker said market is 3000 x 2500. Offer lifts. Market is now 400 x 2500. Market goes offer. Market is now 3000 x 300 at the original price. Tucker said asterisk's ready market goes bid. So basically, we're back and forth in a 2-tick range and the inside bid/offer each time is less than 10% of the other large side.
Yeah, so you're talking about like here in ZB, it's like 700 by 200, and then we're going to tick up, but they're only going to put like 200 on the bid, and maybe a couple of people buy O3, but then the bid pulls and it goes back down. It's just robots. Robots that have a strategy that says if they put up less than 100 orders, you buy it on the hopes
Tucker
that
said
they
exactly,
take it further.
Yeah, and the offer will be like 700 when the bid is 200.
Yeah, it's robots trying to catch the edge. And they'll just continue doing that until a shark comes in and decides to stop one of them out. Although that's not really what's happening in the note here, is it? It's more like it does that, and then they decide they're going to buy it, and there's a huge iceberg there, and they buy and they buy and they buy, and they get through the huge iceberg, and then they're like, yay, we did it, and then nothing happens.
Fran said I think a lot of it is just algos running, they time them differently every day. Tucker said like right here in ZN. 400 bid, 3,500 offer. Tick down. 3,000 bid, 700 offer. Weird. Master Yoda said S02. Tucker said honestly, it has become my don't trade indicator. I trade ranges like crap and when I see that order flow I just step away.
Right. Because that order flow tends to mean that there's nobody interested in moving it.
Chart is a mess this morning.
Yeah, it is. And I just got stopped out twice, so I think I'll stop for a few minutes. I'm bitterly disappointed.
Fran said yeah, I've questioned what really goes on with the DOM.
I think that's kind of the downside of spoofing.
Fran said there isn't a lot of logic to the numbers most of the time.
Yeah. See, now that the spoofing is gone, there's not really an easy way for the sharks to push somebody out of position. So you just kind of get these, it just does nothing, and then all of a sudden it goes without warning, and there's no way to really catch it. Oh, Fran's saying I go most days not seeing any of John Grady's setups. Yeah, but I would say that John Grady's setups are much more common in ZN than they are ZB and UB. In UB, it's so thin.
Tucker said, happy face, agreed on the Grady comment Fran. There was a 10-day period when I saw one good absorption play.
See, now they're doing it the same direction the other way.
Fran said I think the algo programmers pick up that behavior and just program algos around it.
Well, yeah.
Fran said not much to be done about it. Fran said it's rare that you see a smooth momentum day. Tucker said offering 230 here with the absorption/refresh. Fran said some days it's almost as bad as the ES. Tucker said actually no. Tucker said phew holy crap. Tucker said cancelled moments before that pop.
Well, I can take one more. Oh yeah, let's bring up the Bitcoin chart. There you go. I think that somebody definitely went long at 23.5, 24, and they gave up, and then they puked. Everybody else puked, and now it's right back to where it was. Yep, just robots.
Fran said they could be self-adjusting, i.e. adaptive code.
Oh yeah, that absolutely are. Did I really take -5 on that one? That sucks. See, look at this. Last one.
Master Yoda said 02. Master Yoda said reverse 02. Alligator said we've the CU/us again, Bund can't stop going up, adhere.
Is it now? Oh, you know what? I need to fix my bun chart. Let's do... Wow, yeah. Can't stop going up is an understatement. There it is. Can't stop going up.
Block by.
There it is again. So the question is, so I was just saying in chat, that played out almost exactly the way that my cynical mind thought it would. It went down to 220 to stop me out, and then it just kind of slowly ranged back to where I got in at 24, and then only then did it actually take off. So what should I have done in that situation? Should have pulled it off at 24 and then faded the move down? How can I see that? Perhaps it's that because we've seen big icebergs get broken, I need to be cautious and aware that that sort of thing might happen. So I think that that's kind of the key tell, is that we've had 8,000, 10,000 icebergs go through, and we'll tend to go through them, although sometimes we'll go through them for a tick and then stop. So it's like they're just trying to stop them out.
Tucker said where were you long/stop before?
Okay. Another option is I could just always take 2 on some of these.
Tucker said, I think it's a matter of trade location. 240 has seen the most volume trade today, which means you're gonna get back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah.
Tucker said, obviously it's easy to say just buy 220, but that doesn't help. Immo, when the bots are knocking about, one has to be very, very stingy with the entries to get an edge.
Yeah. Okay, well, I got a winner. And the fills were legit. I mean, I waited for it to trade through it, but the fills were legit.
Tucker said, everybody is gonna be looking at VWAP.
Yeah.
I've seen ES trade to the tick and turn at VWAP before. It's really all about context. Would you buy VWAP if the market went up 10 ticks and then? Tucker said, exactly. Tucker said, and therein lies the crux of trading.
Yeah.
Smiling face
Yeah.
with open mouth. Master Yoda said, reverse 02 dot short.
I misread it because we came down here and we tested, what was it? Was it 19.5 that we traded? Yeah, we traded 19.5 and they took it. And when I saw it tick up, I should have been faster and it should have gotten out. So that trade was like me not being fast enough, realizing it and cutting it short. That happens to me a lot. I'm not so fast. But then from there, it was like, okay, so we're auctioning up. We should be going up. I saw them push through. we could trend and we could take out a new high, right? And the thing was, is I read the momentum correctly, but I read
Tucker said the expansion away from VWAP is low probability.
Is low probability true if you were a bot though and scalped? With VWAP as your target, that's a much higher probability. Yeah, so the read that was wrong though was that, you know, I read the momentum right, but I thought that we were moving into trending action and we weren't. Normally, when you see volume like that, it would be trending action. But apparently there is a seller in there that thinks that we shouldn't be able to trade above 24.5. And the buyer doesn't want to test him. You know, and
Tucker said IIRC there were like 5K and then 8K that bought around 250 and 260 or something like that. I typically expect a momentum play to be 1500, 2000 lifting the offer, instead of somebody
puking 5,000 in the market, maybe moving a tick. Well, this is an interesting thing that you hit an iceberg and we go through it like a hot knife through butter, but then they don't continue onwards after that. Is kind of an interesting thing that doesn't happen so often. But, you know, I'll show you something else. I mean, because it's easy to say, oh, it's just random. It's not just random. Okay, look. How many times did I get basically an MF3 of 2 or 3? You know, like I had 2 or 3 in my favor, and then it stopped right there every time. So that's not a case of it just being random. That's a case of me being tricked. I was fooled into a trade, and the other guy knew that everybody was looking for 4 ticks, and that's why he didn't let it get there. He stopped right there, and they flipped around and turned it the other way so that they could stop you out. Oh, I haven't even been looking at YouTube. Because there was like hardly anybody there earlier. Yeah. How do I interpret the current graphics on Datamish for Bitcoin USD? Well, so it doesn't look like much has changed. What I would say is that some people did go long last night, and they're holding it. It doesn't look like a huge change though, does it? Yeah, I mean, it's still below where it was, and there's still a lot of shorts to stop out. So I think the thing that I find most significant at the moment, again, is the futures. We're significantly higher. We touched 10.1, and the futures sold the whole thing. We're like at the low, well, not at the low of the day, but you know, low of the morning in cumulative delta, even though Bitcoin is up. And I've seen this a couple of times, and they don't always win. But the last time that this happened was the big drop, right? So I'm a little concerned about Bitcoin price at the moment. I think that this significantly increases the probability of a test of 9 or 8,000. Yeah. But I did not sell my Bitcoin because we're basically where I got in at. So there's that. Well, of course it may go down, right? But before it was like, how would I say it? How can I describe this? If I pull back and do a 6-hour chart, okay. When it was here, we were like, okay, 50-50 chance, maybe 55% chance that we're going to recover here, 45% chance that we're going to go lower. And when we bounced back here in this spot, I was starting to think, okay, now probability is slightly in favor of higher, but I didn't have the money. And I figured we could probably range. So I bought in here on this candle, I think. So like right there at 10, let's say 10.5 is about where I bought in Bitcoin. Okay. So when I got this, it was like, okay, probability long is really good. And then when this failed, probability short increased. So the probability short being like the probability that it touched 8 or 9. So at this point, the probability that we touched 8 or 9 kind of went back to 50%. And now that I see this, I think there's a slightly higher chance that we go and we take out 8 or 9K, but it's not a high enough probability that I would take a trade off of it. It's just, enough that, I would be protective of it. But for me, because of where my entry location was, that 8 or 9K is well within my risk limits, and so I didn't do anything. But yes, it may go down. So see right here at 225 is where I should be buying it. If we continue ranging, that is. But they might just pull out, some huge downtrend out of nowhere. Nah, I think that they're going to reverse it here because ZF is already ranged a couple of times there. And there is an iceberg there. If we go to 8K by Ripple at 30 cents. What's Ripple at right now? Okay, so it did tick up. Oh, it's $1.14 now. Wasn't it up to like $5, $10? What did it get to? 3. Got up to 3.30. Well, okay, so that's not. Oh yeah, I mean, I personally don't like XRP at this point. Like on the next leg up, if this is the bottom, and say we're right because I'm still long. Okay, so say we're right and this is the bottom, and we go back up. I don't like the XRP play because Ripple didn't move until well off of the top when it was like a different altcoin would get pumped every day. You know, like one day it was Litecoin, and then it was Ripple, and then it was Ethereum, and you know, there was something like that every day. And I think that on a move up that it's not going to be like that. It's going to be Bitcoin leading the way, and the altcoins, although some of the altcoins will make you more money than Bitcoin, most of the altcoins are just going to be following Bitcoin's price movement. And in that situation, I think that the speculative names that the Bitcoin community really believes in, primarily Ethereum, I think Bitcoin Cash falls into that category too, because Bitcoin Cash has a pretty dedicated community. Whereas Ripple, the community hates Ripple, right? The guys that are in on Ripple were just, you know, are the people that just want to make money. Yesterday was also the day when South Korea new legislation came into effect, and there were also the Tether and Bitfinex news with the subpoena. Which one do you think had a greater effect? So it was kind of interesting because the initial move down in the morning before we really started looking at it yesterday definitely appeared to be related to either the South Korea news, like some South Koreans taking profits, or this exchange. I forget the name of the exchange that where the owner is like, yeah, I'll refund you your coins, but not in Ryblocks, only in Bitcoin. So sorry if I like goofed up that story. I haven't been following it too closely, but I think that story was part of the driver. But then, you know, we came down and we were just kind of ranging, and then the Tether story came out, and that is what pushed us below 10,000. So they were completely separate pushes that you could identify separately on the chart. In fact, can I see it here? See, this was the first one down. Was this. And I said, okay, we need to get back to the view up, and we didn't. And then this was Bitfinex. This was Tether. Yeah, coin check. That sounds right. Now the Bitfinex thing. Why do I keep saying Bitfinex? I should really say the Tether thing. The Tether thing is a mind bender because yes, they got subpoenaed, and yes, that is bad, but it happened like almost 2 months ago now. They've almost certainly responded and are already trying to put together the data that they need to give them or whatever. We don't know what the subpoena was for. So it could be completely unrelated to Tether is a fraud sort of a thing. You know, there's just that piece of information in and of itself doesn't really tell us a whole lot. And so it's kind of like, yes, it's bad, but can you really make a move off of that? I don't think you can. But in the Bitcoin market, because Bitcoin, and here's the thing, I know that Bitcoin is known for being hold, but this is not a market that is driven by the holders, right? This is a market that is driven by the day traders. And they take any piece of news that they have and they just run over everybody with it, you know? So it's kind of unfortunate that it happened that way, but it is what it is. And now it's kind of a problem because it's not gonna just go up by itself, right? Like I kind of feel like anybody that's still in right now, there's a lot of money that they need to back up Tether. Yeah, but their exchange makes a lot of money. I mean, it's a very possible. I mean, how do I want to put it? Because I don't want to attach a probability here to it. I'm just saying it is entirely possible that they have the money. Absolutely. But yeah, I feel like that anybody that was gonna sell has done it already, right? Like the people that are still in are those of us that are either too stubborn or too stupid to ever sell. So it's the day trading that's moving us right now. It's the whales and people that actually move this thing. And to stop it, what needs to happen? Oh, see, that was a bad tick. They put up 28. Anyways, so what is going to stop it? Well, we need new buyers to come in. And I don't see anything out there right now causing new buyers to come in, except for the South Korean law changes. But like, they should be stepping in right now, and they're not. They're not. Like if you're a South Korean and you wanted to start investing into Bitcoin, and then you go in first day that you're able to look at the exchanges, and this is what you see, you're not gonna buy. So in bonds, it could be possible that we really are just in a trend down day, and it just so happened that the majority of the session we've been on the pullback. But I don't think I should trade this anymore. Had a winner, had a loser. I could take, I would be allowed to take one more. What would it need for it to bounce up then? We need a miracle? Yeah. Well, you either need a miracle or we need the sellers to really overextend themselves. So if we broke here, and I mean we are below 10,000 right now, right? If we broke down to 9 or 8,000, that I think they would be pushing it too far. Yeah, you're better off being stubborn holding Bitcoin than Ripple for sure. Yeah, the philosophers are not in Ripple. the philosophers, the true believer, they're in other things. The people that are on Ripple are people that want to make money. Be careful who you trade with.
Master Yoda said 2-5.
Yep.
Master Yoda said 2-5. Master Yoda said F25 half.
Rackley says my housekeeper's boyfriend bought his whole portfolio and first crypto investment in XRP over $2. And that sucks for him. Okay, well, they did not quite get to the 19.5, guys. It's one tick short. So if we see a flipper like we did
Master
when
Yoda
we
said
got out.
large guy at 24.
Large guy at 24. Oh, you must be talking UB. Yeah. Or ZB. I think another thing that's screwing me up today is that the spreads are going in opposite directions. The FYT is going up and the knob is going down. What if the whales are taking place and this is just a bear trap? I don't know if you phrased that quite the way that you meant, but I think what you're saying is whales are trying to push it down so that they can get a better entry price. You know, I think that's probably very likely. That 20 is firming up. But ZF wants new lows. All I know is don't short now. Well, it was a good buy candle right there, I guess. I think if you were planning on selling here and then flipping at 9,000, that would be an okay trade. Yeah. So if you think it'll go to 8K, why not short it now and make the 20% and then flip? Because it can go up here as well. So you don't think that the probability of it going down is high enough to risk it?
Master Yoda said just waiting. They do not want to do anything.
No.
Wait for brave soul. Master Yoda said, hey. Who want to be this one guy? Just sell it.
I don't know. They're gonna have a tough time busting 20. See, there's already a ton of people fading it. And it's probably gonna break it and then reverse. Yeah, Master Yoda says, hey, who wants to be this guy? Just sell it. Well, you need about 3,000 of those guys, but this reminds me a lot like the other side. So they're more than willing to buy out the guys at 20 half, but not the guys at 20. I'll buy with fiat at 8k anyways. If it goes up, I don't lose anything. If I short, it's a 50-50 loss. Yeah. Now you can see there was a decent buy spike there in Bitcoin, and they faded it. I immediately brought it back. Now E-mini looks weak.
Master Yoda said F24. Alligator said short end breakdown.
There's the E-mini. The last pivot
Master
up.
Yoda said see you guys later before FOMC.
I don't know, when we moved down in bonds, we moved down in equities as well. And this one right here isn't related, so it's a tough call.
Master Yoda said wanna ride if it's possible.
No, don't ride the FOMC, Master Yoda. Too dangerous. Okay. I don't think that was a legit fill. Do you think some Bitcoin movie will move into Ethereum? Oh well, yeah. I think some already has. Okay, filled. Frankly, for that matter, I think some money has moved into Bitcoin Cash. You know, you don't see Rackley was thinking the same thing I am. You just look at the chart between them. Here the overall market has been going down. But as that's been happening, people have been going into Ethereum and not Bitcoin. Maybe that's another driver. Maybe the reason that we've had so much trouble getting lifted up here is that people are buying, but they're not buying Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is still the market leader, so when they buy Ethereum, it doesn't help anybody. Okay, now ZF is doing this 5K here. That's what's holding it. That's what's keeping us down. My throat's a little dry today. Sorry if I sound like crap. The Ethereum market cap is close to Bitcoin's now? Is it? Is it? I mean, it's 170 billion versus 107 billion. So I guess close is relative. It's still like half. Well, it's not half, but it's certainly a lot closer than it's ever been, isn't it? Oh, good morning, for those of you guys in Twitch. I'm sorry I don't view the Twitch chat as frequently as I do the YouTube chat, but oh, what's this? Oh, somebody posted a chart for us in Twitch. Let's look at it. I even have something to open it with. It's a .scr. Man, it's not opening. Sorry. You know, Oriana carries you. If you go into Discord with the I have in the description, and then say something in the general channel so that we can give you permissions, and then you can post a picture in there. It's really the best way to show us a picture. Okay, well, they broke through that with 7,000. That's a pretty good sign here. We're breaking our VWAP rule out, jeez. No thanks. No thanks. Social Observer, how's the market today? Well, the Bitcoin market still sucks. and the Treasury market is throwing us all over the place. Has not been my best week. Oh, now it shows it. Okay. What's he showing us a picture of, though? I don't even know what that's a chart of. Yeah, Bitcoin is dipping again, although it is finding a little bit of support here. I think this bouncing off the VWAP here might be enough to hemorrhage the bleeding. Is that the right way of seeing it? Well, Marius is saying that because Ethereum has a higher supply, the price does not go as high when the market cap eventually surpasses Bitcoin. For Ethereum to be like 2K, you need double the market cap. Do you find this is possible? Seeing what's happening in crypto? Well, I don't know. If I personally don't think that Ethereum is going to surpass Bitcoin in market cap during this next swing. Certainly not. I still believe that in order for Ethereum to surpass Bitcoin in market cap, there has to be a complete collapse. The supply in Ripple definitely keeps it down, but there's something else is going on there. Part of it is that a lot of the transactions in Ethereum, Ethereum just has a lot more transactions than anything else because people are using it for dApps, and there's those mixers and these sorts of things. And also everybody's mining Ethereum. Everybody's got their card. What are they? All these people with mining cards, what are they mining? They're mining Ethereum. So there's all of these people are selling it, and that's kind of partly keeping the price down. I think he might also be saying that. Is the support of Bitcoin 99? I see support levels around 9,000 and around 8,000 based on my valuation indicator. I don't know what the exact number is going to be. I can't. It is not that accurate, or it doesn't have that kind of resolution because it's a daily indicator. Yep, and there they took it again. Ethereum's transactions are still too slow to be used as a currency. Maybe, I don't understand why Ethereum is so slow. I mean, they have faster block times and everything like that. They're not that backed up, right? But it's not meant to be a currency. Well, I mean, they do have scaling solutions, but I don't think that we can get to 7,000, no. At least not. I mean, I think the probability of it dipping down to 7,000 before the end of the week is very, very low. You would need to have a lot more ranging, doing nothing for days at a time action before we would have room to go down to 7,000. BCH is best as a currency with 0 confirmations. I think that is a very strong thing in its favor for sure. And that is one of the main reasons why I personally use Bitcoin Cash to move things around. When the day comes, when I shouldn't be so cocky. I'm gonna jinx it. If the day comes that I get to cash out all of my money, I'm going to trade it all into Bitcoin Cash, and then I'm going to transfer it to Coinbase, trade it for dollars, start transferring it to my bank account. Yeah, Casper and Plasma. But how far away are those Ethereum upgrades? Do you know where on the... I mean, I've looked a little bit, but not super hard, about where in the roadmap are those items supposed to be? It seems to me that the development teams in the cryptocurrency world move extremely slowly. I don't think that you can make a trade today about Casper and Plasma. Well, at least I can't, because that's not my time horizon. I can't make a trade based off of something that might not happen for 3 years, you know? It kind of feels to me like there's a seller here, and he wants to push it to 20 half, but he wants somebody else to take it the rest of the way. And nobody's stepping up. Earlier this year. Okay. That's much closer. So, soon. Soon. Earlier this year would kind of imply that they've already written it, right? Because with a cryptocurrency, they're just like, just writing the code is one thing, but then you have to get it pulled, which apparently is a pretty long process. And then you have to, test it. And that requires coordination between multiple people, and all of this is set up, and time for people to use the network for a certain amount of time. And Tel should be operational in Japan Q1 of this year. I thought that it was already out. Okay. That's good to know. Oh, you know what? We did have pending home sales. What was that? It was in line with expectations. In fact, that was probably why we came out of this zipper and then got shot back down. Seems awfully comfortable here at 20.5. What's this? Spread trade? Steepener? They're actually overall selling it here in ZF. You see that that tick was down. Even though it was equal. Oh, they already ran the test and it was successful. So why are they waiting? Does my parrot talk? He talks, but he's not a very good talker. He can only say a few small words, and it's very screechy and difficult to understand. It's a lot easier to launch something like Talent Japan because the government supports cryptos, yeah. Something like that with phones in the United States would never, never fly. If it doesn't break 320 in this next push, then I go long. Teach it to say Bitcoin. That would be a hard one to teach because of the B. I should just teach it to say bye bye bye. The crypto parrot, yeah. Well, remember that day, the first day of the futures, and they were all asking him, should we buy or sell? And he squawked, and everybody said that that was a sell. He was right. He was right, wasn't he? Maybe we can do something where we get like a bunch of pieces of paper and, you know, with different cryptocurrencies written on it and see which one he picks. Okay, so the probability is that we should see 22. 60% probability that we should see 22. Not that this trade has been too reliable for us in the past month, but oh, yep. Should have waited and gotten 20 halves. Okay, thank you. I got more food. This makes me happy. What did they make exactly? Hash browns. Hash browns and eggs. Directly, I so feel your pain. He says, I wish phones still use simple AC chargers instead of those tiny USBs. They wear down so fast, most cables don't even stick in anymore and just fall out. Yep. That's my problem. And my phone is like 3 years old now. So like it doesn't charge very well. You just have to get like the right cable and it has to be in there just right. And oh, I want to get rid of it so bad. But I'm waiting for the next Samsung phone. I want that one that's the rumored folding Samsung screen. Foldable screen. I'm waiting. Well, that's our limit. I'm just not doing very well, am I?
Master Yoda said sorry, but I still hear an S26.
We're gonna give this a little bit of time, but I kind of am starting to wonder if there's some other factors at play here with me not doing so well the past week or two. I have changed a couple of things in like my schedule and my diet and stuff that might be affecting things. This is certainly action that is bad for me though. Just range, 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 and then all of a sudden it goes.
Master Yoda said F20 half.
Well, in retrospect, it did get our 80% one tick up, but not our 60% too. And I got some slippage on that one too. Well, let's look at our stats. Yeah, that's bad. Come over here. So basically, we did really good in December. Hey, this is not necessarily a huge unusual move, but yeah, I'm gonna have to say $500 down. Pretty much break even on the month. It is concerning drop. It's still, we're still okay because we made the 500 profit in December, but we're gonna have to turn this around here in February, or I'm not gonna feel confident enough to take this live. The thing that concerns me the most is that I've just been the exact wrong way so many times. Like here, I thought it was going to go up. I had a good signal. Just didn't make it. Didn't feel confident enough to take it when it started going down. It got down and it started ranging, and I said, okay, we can safely take this zipper reversal trade. And then that one failed on us. So like we were wrong like 3 times, big time. 3 times. And today is just as bad as last Friday, too. Okay, well, we just have to keep doing our best here and see what happens for the next month. Let's finish eating this food they give us.
Master Yoda said, Strong cell, really strong. Master Yoda said looks like selling and closing shorts at the same time. Master Yoda said F-17. Master Yoda said don't sure I understand you.
Block cell.
Master Yoda said this is above zero.
Well, 15K on both sides, that is definitely not something you
Master
see
Yoda
every
said
day.
I watch your videos at YouTube to understand order flow. But I found that you try to catch whole moves when it's already going.
Yeah, well, I think so, a lot of these trades have been late. It's like the trades that I'm going for are too obvious. Yeah. No, I never left directly. I just muted the mic while I was eating. Wow.
Master Yoda said so this way you have no. Master Yoda said advantage.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, like, he's not listening. He's not watching the stream. I have to type this. I feel like that it's me. It's not the strategy.
Master Yoda said only when day type is a trend day. Master Yoda said I think this is the main problem. Master Yoda said try to watch footprint. I will help you to find the moment.
Yeah, I don't think he understands what I'm saying, but okay. See, let's take a look down memory lane for a moment. Okay. It came up. Here was where it stopped us out, and then it really tried. And then ever since then it's been a sell. I could have shorted it here. Could have shorted it here. This one is kind of like, not a very good play. I could have predicted that it was going to come down, but it didn't. So the question is why? Why all of a sudden am I having problems this week when I wasn't having any problems all for like a whole 2 months? I was actually doing really well, and then all of a sudden in 1 week it's like just completely falling apart. Is it the time of month? Is it just the action, or is it some mental thing? Like I'm not as sharp. Maybe I'm not paying enough attention. Maybe I'm being too impulsive. I'm not seeing reality correctly. Yeah, you could have bought Bitcoin 3 years ago too. No, I don't think I could have. I have a lot more freedom now to be able to do something like that I never had before. When cryptocurrencies first started, I worked for a bank, and so I couldn't trade it then. And after that, it had kind of fallen apart. And so it was a risky thing, and I didn't really have a whole lot of extra income to be able to spend on something like that. Now, and I didn't have an edge. I didn't know all of the stuff that I know about trading right now. Now that I have an edge, I understand trading a lot better. I have the extra income now. I can trade the cryptocurrencies. So, that's just how it turned out. Oh, I will admit though that I was much more negative on cryptocurrencies than I should have been when it first came out. Because I could have mined Bitcoin in the beginning and I didn't. And I could have mined Ethereum in the beginning of last year and I didn't. I guess it was like I could still see that this was destined for a crash. Well, I didn't trade for the bank. I worked in technology at the bank. But when you work for the bank, they limit what investments you can make. That's how I know all of these things about the robots and the way that they split orders and that sort of a thing, because I didn't program the robots, but I knew the people that programmed the robots, and what we did was send the orders. So I knew about the algorithms and stuff that they would use to split things. Although it was mostly for equities. Okay, well, I don't feel too bad right now. Like on Friday, when I hit my limit, I was like really distraught about it, and it kind of ruined my weekend. Yeah. Actually, even if you invest privately, you are not allowed. Nope. So the way that the rules work are, um, absolutely no futures, forex, cryptocurrency trading, anything that's short term in nature is absolutely not allowed. You're allowed to buy stocks, but you can't buy the stock of any company that's done business with a company in the last like 6 months, which is like almost everybody. And you have to hold your position for at least a month before you can sell it, unless you take more than a 10% loss. Every trade that you have to make it has to be pre-approved and go through an approval process. It's super strict and ridiculous. So yeah, you can't. Bankers can't trade cryptocurrencies like this thing that people were saying. Oh, Wall Street, they're going to get their bonuses and they're going to go out and buy cryptocurrencies. No, they're not allowed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting here thinking because they put me on a medication called um, low dose naltrexone for a digestive problem to see if we could help with my digestive system. And I'm wondering if that might be why I'm not doing so well the past week. Because I mean, that's going to affect your brain and your decision making for sure. Could it be making me more impulsive? Mm, I don't know. Wow. And this is a lot like the action on Friday too, isn't it? Where they really tried to make a push up and really seemed like there was a push up, and then it just kind of fell, and then it just, the further it went, the more and more it fell apart. It's so frustrating to watch this and not be able to do anything. Like, look where I bought. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Could have sold from here. Could have had 16 ticks. Bitch. This is why you don't trade at this point. Man. Well, this is not going to stop. Do not buy. Wow. So were all of my trades long? No, my first one was short. The fuck? Man. Well, my wife is right. This isn't the first time this has happened to me. This is the first time that it's happened to me in ZN. Sorry if this is depressing to listen to, but I have to go on with this for fair record keeping, so that when I go back and look at this, I can figure out what the fuck was I thinking. Going long up at the top above the VWAP. They were selling it the whole time. Hit my limit, and then it went. And I mean, I could have gone short. It would have been my best trading day. No. Not margin trading on BitMEX. This is just the 10-year Treasury futures. And it is on a... This is on a demo account, so I have a live account. And the deal that we made was that we're going to do it for 2 or 3 months. And if we're profitable or break even, then we'll start trading it. We're still profitable overall, the 2 months. But, you know, if I keep having days like this, it's not going to stay profitable for long, is it? But it's not that. It's like, come on, look at this thing. Well, how far back do we have to go to get like the beginning of the day? Okay, so there was this stuff, right? Where I was buying. But after this, how could you go long? I don't know. I had those 2 trades that stopped me out. Those were fair, bad trades. I had one trade that said that we should have a reversal there, and it did get my 1 tick, but not my 2 ticks. And then at that point I said, oh, I need to stop trading. And then it goes down like this, right? So it's really more like, here was the trade that could have made your whole month, and I missed it. And why did I miss it? Was that just the way that my strategy played out? Or was I not thinking straight? And look at all the volume that's coming through here, man. So now let's look and see if there's something we're missing. Is there some fundamental... I don't know. Yeah, Monstar99 just realized that if we close the month like this for Bitcoin, that would be very, very bad. Yes, it would. And that last candle does not help, does it? We did not get back above 1,000. But it could turn around. It could range around here for a little bit. So let's just watch and see. But it's starting to look more and more likely that it's going to go and touch that in 8 or 9. But I can't say. Don't listen to me right now. I don't think that I don't think I'm in my right mind. I've just been wrong too many times. So let's test this here. I think everyone flip a coin, right? I think that we should sell 16. Right here. Because it's right back to where the last drop off was. Oh, you just got an ad industry? That's interesting. Well, I mean, it should always, I think I've always had them turned on, but it's interesting that you've never seen one before. I guess that's good that maybe something has changed and now the algorithm is picking up that it should show a certain ad, or like a different ad buyers come in and we just happen to hit for them or something. Kind of depends on what it was an ad for, though. I would hope that it would be like an ad for trading software. Okay, well, I said I like selling it here, and we're already a tick or two up. This would be my stop right here. It was for car insurance. Oh.
Alligator said this month I'm trading poorly in ZN2. Seems quite different from December.
Okay. Well, Alligator's been having a hard time, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
Trade the traders said for learning. Good pattern for momentum breakdown. Makes it good. See you. Alligator said yes, I took several, but 2-2T losses today is quite unusual, with only small winners. Alligator said I backtested my strategy, which was very good in deck, half profits compared to December. And on top of that, bills are much harder.
So Alligator does kind of confirm that part of it is just that the action in January has not been as good for the note. But I still think that, so I'm taking a medication for inflammatory, well, for ulcerative colitis.
Alligator said so I couldn't catch all moves.
And it's like an opioid blocker, so it blocks the opioids when you go to sleep, and then your body is supposed to be more sensitive to the opioids the rest of the day, and that makes you produce more endorphins and so forth that help your immune system. And I'm wondering if the way that works is making my trading worse. Like, so if you have respond to opioids better, then that would mean that you wouldn't feel the pain as hard. which is maybe why I've been holding trades to their stop more often. And the endorphins and everything would probably make you a little bit more impulsive. Like I noticed last week I was feeling pretty good, weren't we? I was doing really well, and that wasn't good. I think maybe it's probably really good when you're trading well, but I think that it has exacerbated losses.
Alligator said US bonds drag us lower, but EU bonds are stronger. I think the relationships have changed to the point I need to tweak it again.
Okay, well, that was an okay action there in Bitcoin. Not the best thing you'd want to see, though. Maybe a new threshold. Well, they did change it, right, so that you're not even eligible for monetization.
Said, I hope your health problems are not too serious, more important than trading.
Yeah. I'm not too bad. I know it's weird and not too interesting to listen to all of my struggles and personal problems, but the main reason that I record, the main reason is so that I have a record I can go back to and say, okay, this is what was going on. And so the fact that I suspect that my trading might be bad because of a medication that I'm on is important. And yeah, I'm just gonna, apparently you can start and stop at any time. There's no problem with that. So I'm just gonna not take it for a week and see what happens and see if I do better Thursday, Friday. Probably sleep better. Might not feel so positive the next few days. We should get our video card today, though. That'll make me feel good. Let's see. It's in transit. Let's go find it. On vehicle for delivery. Yay! And that should mean that I'll probably get it before noon. So I can put it in during lunch. Well, not during lunch, because we are going to watch FOMC. Oh, after this crazy action, FOMC is going to be nuts. So anyways, I will see you guys, in what, 2.5 hours, and we'll start streaming again just before it. When we can talk about the effects and so forth, but I won't take any trades. Don't take trades during FOMC. And I apologize again for having some crappy trading. I guess that's just where I have to remind you that I am not like some amazing guru trader. Not yet, at least. But we're all still learning, so I hope that you guys still find this useful, though. Learn something from my mistakes and my experiences. So, yep, I will see you a little bit later. Bye-bye.